Yeah, I mean, I knew they were a desperate team. Just when you lose three or whatever it was, 2, 3 games in a row, especially at home, it's going to be a sense of urgency to start. And we knew we just had to keep battling, keep battling, keep battling, and eventually our style of play, starts to wear on people. So I think we held our well, and obviously our second unit came in and really shut the door in the fourth quarter.
That was Miles Turner of the Indiana Pacers after handing the Sacramento Kings their fourth consecutive loss. We're going to talk more about that and what he said and what we've seen in these last 4 games on this episode of the Believe in Kings podcast. Coming up next. The Sacramento Kings are 13-17. Not where we thought they would be. Not where they should be. I still will say that. Not where they should be. There's a chunk of games that they've lost this season that they could have easily won, but they didn't. So I guess in a sense, maybe I'm lying to you. They are right where they're supposed to be, especially when you have games like you had tonight against the Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers are a team who has struggled this season as well. And like Miles Turner said after the game, they knew this was a desperate team, but they felt like they can, keep pressure on them and they would break. And that goes into what I was saying about how this team needs to start taking wins because teams aren't giving them to them. You got to take it. And the effort we seen from the Sacramento Kings tonight was by far the worst one of the season. This was the first game in, I don't know, maybe y'all could correct me on this, but I've been covering the team for 3 years now. And in this 3-year span, I don't remember the crowd booing the Sacramento Kings. That has officially happened tonight. And it was multiple times. I think it was about 2 times towards the end in the fourth quarter. And it was like Mike Brown said in his post-game interview, it was deserved. Sacramento Kings fans deserve better. With the guys they have on this team, they deserve better. And nobody played up to their potential. You may look at Domantas Sabonis and say, well, he went out there. Let me say one thing about Sabonis. Sabonis is maybe the only person on this roster, and this I'm giving credit here because I think credit is due. I think he's the only player on this roster. Maybe him and Malik Monk. Him. Now I can't even say. I'll just not that all of these guys are playing hard, right? But Sabonis, with the limitations that he has in his game offensively or whatever, we could complain about how he scores or lack thereof. He plays hard as heck. But right now, him playing hard isn't good enough. And some guys on this team, I don't think are playing hard. And I don't think anybody on this team is really playing smart. Now, that could be for a bunch of different reasons. I'm sure we'll have time to dissect that and figure it out. But tonight, Sabonis was a minus 26. That was the worst on the team tonight. Minus 26. He had 17 points, 21 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. Now, the numbers are always there, and that's why I say he play hard. He play hard and do the things that that he can do on a nightly basis, which is, dominantly rebound the basketball. But the Kings need more. And the Kings need more from everybody else too. This is not a situation where it's like, oh, this is a Demonis Sabonis issue. This is a De'Aaron Fox issue. This is a Mike Brown issue. Keegan, it's not a single person. The Sacramento Kings shot 36% tonight from the field. Not from three, from the field. They shot 31% from three, 76% from free throw. The Kings are not shooting the ball well. Now, at this point of the season, I've held my judgment on what this team is. But now, I think it's to a point where you can't. The Sacramento Kings under Mike Brown the last few years, they've been known to shoot the ball well and shoot the three well. They've been known to score a ton of points. And now they have the ability to do it. They have players to do it, but they're not. So I think it is time to cut back on the three-point shooting. I'm sorry. I don't think this Sacramento Kings team will be a good three-point shooting team. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just think it is what it is at this point. Like, I don't think good teams go through a 28 game stretch where they, shooting 30-something%, low 30. They got a chunk of 20% in there. I don't think good three-point shooting teams do that. And they shot 38 three-pointers tonight. There was 12 for 38. Now, I'm not saying that they can't shoot the three. Now I'm just saying they're shooting it too much. I'm saying that. I don't care. Hopefully they prove me wrong, and hopefully they go on some massive streak where they start knocking 15 to 18 threes a game and, go on this crazy run and get things back on track. But right now the Kings are just not showing any signs of life. And like Miles Turner said, we knew if we just keep the pressure on them, and I'm paraphrasing here, but y'all heard what he said earlier, but he's like, if we keep the pressure on them, they will fold. That's what they're relying on. And the Sacramento Kings proved them to be right. And it resulted in a 122 to 95 loss. 122 to 95. Yeah, it was a back-to-back. But it was a strange back-to-back because you lost back-to-back against the same Los Angeles Lakers team in your house. Then you come with the Indiana Pacers, and next you got on the in a couple of days you'll be facing the Detroit Pistons. You needed to go out there, and because this Pacers team is no pushover. The NBA is full of tough teams. The NBA is full of good teams, talented players. It's the best league in the world. So it's never going to be just a walk in the park and, you're just going to be so much better than some other team or whatever that you could just wake up, show up, and win. No, you got to play, and you got to play well. But this Pacers team was a beatable team, and you got embarrassed on your home floor right before Christmas. Now, I know a lot of people are talking about, trade rumors and stuff. A lot of people are talking about De'Aaron Fox doing Draymond's podcast and, calling this person out or this and that, whatever. Like, who cares? None of that. I have no problem with what De'Aaron did. Had no problem with, him saying that he wants to win, because ain't that what we all want? I don't know anybody that wakes up and says, I'm okay with losing today. I'm okay with losing this year. I'm okay with not getting better. So if you have a problem with that, like get over it. Like get over it. Seriously. Because what we're seeing right now from this Sacramento Kings team is telling everyone that some changes need to happen. Now, obviously, I'm not in the front office and I have no say so on what those changes are going to be or should be. But I think it's clear, especially, I'm not a person that likes to live in the moment like, oh, we had a bad stretch, so we need to trade everybody. I'm not one of them people, but it's not even necessarily the outcome that I'm seeing that is concerning, but it's the effort. It's the effort. This team is better than 13 and 17. This is a basketball team that has a ton of talent. And when I'm watching them play, especially offensively, they're relying on that talent. And I don't think good teams rely on just talent. Good teams figure out ways to get guys easy baskets. And when I'm watching these games, other than tonight, when games are close, they're keeping it close by making tough shots. They're not shooting the three well. So we could say, oh, they're getting open threes or whatever. They need to stop shooting them. They need to stop shooting them as much as they do. They're not falling. But every other basket, if it's not a wide open, 3-pointer missed, every time De'Aaron is going to the basket, he finished with 23 on 7 of 19 shooting tonight. He's 7 and 8 from the free throw line. He had a good game against the Lakers or whatever, but the guys are making tough shot after tough shot after tough shot. Eventually, those tough shots go get even harder, and you're gonna miss. And you go miss in crucial moments because you made so many tough shots. These players, De'Aaron, Malik, DeMar Keegan, they're all so gifted when it comes to scoring the basketball. Excuse my daughter in the background. She's obviously sad too because we didn't get to see no Beam this weekend. But they're gifted scorers, they're playmakers, but you can't rely on being super talented and being great playmakers to win a lot of games. You can win some games that way, but you won't win a lot. You got to figure out how to get easy baskets. You got to figure out how to get your role players easy baskets. You have to figure out rotations. You have to know who you are going to play. And you definitely have to be able to play more than 8 people in the regular season. Now, if this was the playoffs and you getting, in the playoffs series, you get, 2-3 days off or whatever. You could rest your guys. You could shorten up the rotation and play 8. Some teams play 7, in crucial times in the playoffs. But for an 82 game season, it is impossible to be a good team playing 8 guys. Now, Mike Brown said he's going to continue to search, continue to look for guys who want to play, who want to win. And that is his job. Keon Ellis basically didn't play. Not sure why. I think he's a guy that should play every night. That's my opinion. But he has some DMPs lately. He's had some Isaac Jones, man. Isaac Jones has outplayed expectation to me. Isaac Jones is very raw in talent. He has some physical ability. I'm not saying he's a great player, but he plays hard. He hustles. He makes rookie mistakes like as he should. But he gives effort, and effort goes a long way. Well, usually, because he's still getting DMPs. Trey Lyles, missed time. He had 8 points in this game, 3 rebounds. I think guys are competing. I think I talked about playing hard earlier and stuff or whatever. And I'm not saying that, I think guys are playing and competing, but the Kings, I'm kind of lost for words. And this is a raw, fresh out the game. These ain't even fully thought through. But based off of what I'm seeing, the Kings are better than this, and they have to be better moving forward. Or we're going to have a second half, or let's see what. No, we ain't halfway. So we're going to have 3 quarters left of a season of where instead of cheering for the Kings and telling them to light the beam, we're going to have a whole bunch of games where you're hearing boos, where you're hearing trade this person, where you're hearing get this guy or get him off the bench, or this person needs to play, this person da da da. The Kings are they're laughable right now. And there have been multiple locker rooms that I've been in this season where I hear the opposing team joking about some of the Sacramento Kings players, joking about Domantas Sabonis stats being just stats. Like they're saying he's not that good or he's not impactful. They're, laughing and joking about not fearing the Sacramento Kings. And that's fact. I've literally heard opposing teams make fun of the Sacramento Kings. And I personally don't think this team is that bad. It's problems for sure. There's things that need to be worked out. There's a lot of communication that needs to be had, and there's a lot of soul searching that needs to be looked in within each in themselves. The Sacramento Kings are on the clock. The Sacramento Kings have to make a decision what this season will be. Will they fight back from 13 and 17 to make a playoff run? Because they're still right there in the play-in, playoff, like they're not out of this race. But if they decide to be, they will be. As simple as that. If they don't decide that we're going to, we're going to go and we're going to win some tough games, we're going to win the games we're supposed to, we're going to win enough games to get back to where we should be. They could do it. If not, Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag, that's a bad boy, man. That's a bad boy. But either way, we got to make a decision. The clock is ticking. Just like the clock is ticking on this episode of the Believe in Kings podcast. Because my time is up today. I hope y'all enjoy y'all Sunday. I hope y'all enjoy my, my little tree back there, Christmas tree. Christmas is coming up. I hope all of you are healthy and able to be with your families and loved ones and enjoy, these upcoming holidays. And, hopefully you got some good, vibes flowing through your spirit to get you through a wonderful holiday season, because the Sacramento Kings are not helping you this time around. Maybe New Year's you have something to celebrate because they got some more games, got the 26, some more games before the New Year's is up. But Christmas, the Kings didn't have any gifts for you this year. But that doesn't mean it's over. The Sacramento Kings are very talented. They can very well go on a run and make some noise in the Western Conference. But just like the name of this podcast, they too have to believe in the Kings. And that's all I got today. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, follow me on all social media platforms at Mark Haynes NBA. Subscribe to my YouTube to catch every Believe in Kings podcast episode and inside clips and clips from the games and locker rooms and things like that. All your inside stuff, man. And I'm rambling because this is the end of the show. Mark Haynes signing out. And until next time, peace and happy holidays.